Hello and welcome back to another brand new video. In today's video we'll have episode 5 of the Moto3 first person career mode. As you can see, we start the European leg, the best part of the year for the GP guys. We get to go to Jerez, Le Mans, Mugello, Catalunya, all in quick succession, some of the greatest tracks in the world. Now in Jerez we will have an upgrade to our engine, so our development of component 1 in the engine area, so that will be a good boost for the tracks like Le Mans and Mugello and Catalunya. Now it won't be make a massive difference for Jerez, but nonetheless it's good to have some performance. So without further ado, let's get on track. So we're straight through to Q2 in Jerez. Our pace has been pretty good this weekend, so I'm just starting my final one and only lap in Q2. So I'm down in 17th at the moment. I've topped a few practice sessions, so I feel pretty good. Absolutely love this track. Always one of my favourite tracks. Probably my all-time favourite, really, but there's so many that I can never choose. Now, I've noticed over the weekend, I've been slower in the first half of the lap, and sector 3 and 4 is where I'm quicker. So, being only 0.3 over in sector 1 should be good. We'll see now, we're coming up not far off the second. Yeah, we're only a 10th over now. So if we can keep this lap going, I might be able to get my first proper pole. I know I got pole in Texas, but it was a wet race and the AI glitched out, and I don't really class it as my first pole because I went backwards and we finished in 14th, I think. Oh, and I have a little moment there on entry, just tipped in just slightly early. So now coming up to the third split any second now. We might be under. Yeah, we're under by almost 2 tenths now. The last sector is where I'm strongest on the track, so this should bode well if I can get a good run through the fast right. So coming into Ferrari, perfect through there. Can we get a good run through here now? That was Krivian in Ferrari. Got them mixed up. Into the last corner, and it's been good lap so far into Lorenzo corner. Small the wheel swing on exit. Now it's just a drag to the line. 50.1 F to beat, and we've done it. Right, for the race I've gone for hard rear medium front. I'm pretty confident for this race. I actually feel like I have pace. So 5 red lights and we are away, and says something about track limits up the top. Don't know what that means. Oh, I get a big wheelie. I'm going backwards again off the start. On shoes, going to go on my outside. Oh, I think that was Jeremy Alcoba just absolutely slapping up the inside of me. Down to P7. If I can hold P7, I should be alright. I have a bad tendency off the start to go backwards. So crash behind. And then another touch. I think that was with John McPhee. Given rubbing and racing in Moto3. So we managed to stick with P7 at the end of the first sector. I want to get a great run on Dennis Anshu up to 6. He's going to fight back on the inside. I'm going to just roll off and try and cut underneath him. Now I've again just taken about a quarter of the fuel out of the bike as we get a great run on Alcoba. Will I get him into Pedrosa, the old Drysa corner? I brake later than him, but he actually has very good braking performance. They all go very wide. Can I cut it back underneath? No, I'm on the outside now through turn 7 here. I'm going to have to just try and get into a rhythm and stick with him, because that's been my biggest issue so far this year, is that I've not gotten good starts, and the pace, even though it's not been great, the pace I've had has been pretty far down the grid, and I've not been able to do anything with it. And we've seen what happened in Portimao, where I had reasonable pace behind Pedro Costa and I end up crashing and getting a big fat 0. As Jeremy Alcoba has a nice long look over his shoulder into one of the fastest corners on the track through Krivier. I love it when the AI do that, it looks hilarious. But so far we have Anshu about 2 tenths behind me, but I'm not doing too bad. Like, I feel pretty good. The pace seems decent. There's a bit of a gap behind me. So if I can 55.6, so not a bad opening lap for me. I can see the leaders. It's Mino, who actually in real life in the Jerez Grand Prix had great pace. Didn't manage to turn into a win. Can he do today? I hope not. Hope I can win. I do feel like I have pace for the win. And I got onto the back of Alcoba, and I actually got too much of a run that I nearly went into the back of my head to roll off, and I've lost a tenth or two to him there now. Ooh, on the inside curb. Taking the eyes line. They love taking a bit of inside curbs. We got a great run. Power up to 3. When I have the move done. Now I should be able to keep him in the brakes. The power back down. Oh, I think I'm in hot. Yeah. And you probably see Jeremy Alcoba come back through. Can I hold it around to the outside? Yeah, I just managed to hold it around the outside. So now we're in P5. So just thinking back, Qatar was my best result of the season. So if I got P3 as Alcoba goes up the inside of me and tags me and goes down, trying to pass me into Aspar corner, it was never going to work through there. It's a late apex corner. That was, I think, really now what happened there is his pace wasn't as good, and he was trying to tag onto the back of me and he just got it wrong, because you can see since I've passed him, we've kind of dropped back from the group, so I think he was struggling to keep with the pace of the top 4. But now can we get back onto Darren Binder? About a second off him. I should be able to pull it in. 50.1 compared to a 49.4 for Mino. So again, with the incidents with Jeremy Alcoba there, I did lose a bit of time, so it looks like my pace is quite far off, but I am pulling them in. I seem to catch them a bit in sector 1, especially through turn 3 here. I seem to get a good run onto them, so I don't know, maybe with a full load of fuel and the race tyres on, that they're not as strong through there, because in qualifying, judging by the split times, they were way quicker through there. Now into Ceto Ponds. Great corner, have a right in the edge of the tyre and just pick it up a late apex, maximising your run onto the back straight. So as you can see, I've got a nice gap over Toba in 6th, and they take a very weird wide line out there. It really sacrifices their exit, because you can see I'm a bit closer down now. As we go through turn 7, there's been a crash behind. Yeah, it must be behind. None of the front guys are gone, unfortunately. Again through Aspar, what a corner. Just perfect track, really. Long, fast corners. As we're catching Binder. Just a slight gap opening up now between 2nd, as we get my first track limits warning. Just touched the outside curb and just dropped off. But as I was saying, there's a slight gap between, I think, Gabby Rodrigo and Mino at the front 2, and then there's a bit of a gap to Acosta, and then Binder's hot in his tails. So yeah, we seem to have similar pace. I don't seem to be getting right onto the back of him. As I said, I look like I've made up a good chunk of time into that last corner. Put the power up so you can get just a slight bit of slipstream as I do 49.3. Almost thought I was going to get a track limits. That's why I went quiet. I thought I was going to get a second one. So 49.3 is matching what the leader has done of Gabby Rodrigo. So I'm matching everyone ahead of me, really. Probably catching the top, the 3rd and 4th. So I'm right on target for fuel, so I'm gonna have to manage that. But I have to use my fuel just on the straights to kind of make up these gaps, because I don't have the slipstream of what Binder has of an Acosta. Oh man, I was getting a great run that time. Small bit of a head shake coming off the curb. I don't worry about it. Just gonna make up time now. In here, I'm gonna try and brake late and get it turned, because they seem to get it stopped on the inside curb. Look, they just go massively wide below the exit, and you can see now I'm almost on the back of them now. Just maybe 2.5 tenths off. A half race distance already. It flies by on these Moto3 bikes. So it looks like the top 4 and me have very similar pace. As I'm just after eating into the gap now. I'm kind of, yeah, I'm thereabouts now for the attack. So on the next few laps, I'm gonna have to try and make a move and see can I get onto the podium. But it seems like we all have very, very similar pace. I'll be interested to see now what my lap time will be this time. slightly wide, squared off. Oh, small wheel spin. Now this time I'll have slipstream, so my lap time might be better. I'm going to keep it in second, power 2, just so yeah, I actually do another 49.3, a very consistent lap time. So again, I'm matching Rodrigo's fastest lap from 2 laps ago. As they go wide into turn 1, I'm going to try and get Binder into turn 2. Oh, he holds it around the outside. Now can I square him up? And he went wide there. I might be able to get him into turn 4. I get a good run. I'm going to go up the inside of him. Throw it up the inside. I think he's still on my outside. I'm going to just run it out to the curb. Yeah, I had a quick look. He can't see him. I don't know where he is actually. Oh, as Acosta gets right, he gets his knee down on the grass as Darren Binder once again through the scrum. So far we're having great races with Darren Binder. He's always up for a scrap. Now he's probably going to shoot around the outside of me on the brakes, but I'd probably get it turned. Oh, what a move. Does he get it stopped? No, he runs it wide. I should be able to square him off. Can I keep him on the inside but behind? Just as we go through turn 7. So lovely little side-by-side battle with Darren Binder there for a few corners. Now we're into the top 4. So we can sniff a podium. And we have enough laps left really to win it. We can, like, it looks like Gabriel Gigo might be just holding up Mino. Now he said McPhee, the championship leader, is on P7, so he's doesn't have the pace today so far, which would be good for us for the championships because we're a good, I think we're 2 race points down, nearly 50 points down, so we really need to start bringing in some big points over the guys ahead of us. So a podium today would be, Darren Binder tied the rear of me. It made me sit up and he's gone down. So again, another AI getting it all wrong. And I've massively lost time now to Acosta. So as we come into turn 1, now I'm almost over a second back now of Acosta. So with under 3 laps left, I'm going to have to push really hard. I'm going to have to, I've actually saved up a bit of fuel, so I'm going to have to use up all of that. And it looks like Pedro Acosta is just getting onto the back of Mino. So if I can tag onto the back of these guys, it could be a 4-way dice in the Moto3 race for the win. I am pulling them in. I'm pulling them at a serious rate of knots. Oh, I thought I got a tackle limits warning there. Got away with it. Now once again, try and brake as late as I can and make the corner because I get a much better exit. You see I take a lot of inside curb, pick it up, and I'm pretty much back with them now, so it bodes well for the rest of the race today. Even though I lost a second over Binder crashing into the back of me and tagging me and making me sit up, I was able to pull it right back. Now we're right on the back of Pedro Acosta again. But he has decent pace. He's pretty same pace as myself. Now as we come along to end lap 6, we are still thereabouts. Now as they run wide out of the last corner, a lot of the hairpin corners they seem to run wide. The last corner, turn 2, in Pedrosa corner, as they get a great run on Acosta. I'm up his inside. I have the fast lap of the race with a 48.6, so I found a good bit of time in that lap. As I can't get it done on the brakes. The AI just brakes so late. Now they do have a poor exit over it, as Acosta has a good long look over his shoulder at me turn into turn 2. Now can I get the same move done on him that I did on Binder? Just not close enough. So the penultimate lap here, so I really, if I want to get the race win, these guys are hard to pass at the moment. Their pace is pretty good and they are absolutely demons on the brake, so I'm going to have to hopefully get Pedro this lap, power up to 3, get in the slipstream, go to the inside. Mino's doing the same. I'm in hot. Am I going to? Oh no, I'm nearly going to tag the back of him. Oh, his Mino's on the dirt. And he's ran Gabriel Rodrigo wide. And I've got up the inside. I'm up to P2. So a lap and a half to go. And I can see the leader in front of me now. I need to just stay consistent now and stay on the back of Mino. And we can win this. Gabriel Rodrigo just behind me. I can hear him as if he's riding pillion with me. It looks like Pedro Acosta might be after dropping back a touch. So just an absolute 4-way scrap for the win here in Jerez today. As we come into the last sector of the penultimate lap, I'm right on the back of Mino. Now, I'm not going to try a move yet because the AI will try it on the last lap. They will try repass me, so I'm going to try. As he goes wide again, can I square him off? Power up to 3. Here's a long look over him as he starts the last lap. Now, can I get him into turn 1? I go to the outside. I'm going to have to brake late. I'm going to have to brake later than broke all race. And coming in with extra speed. I said new fastest lap, and I'm after running wide off track. Mino's through again. Rodrigo isn't right there yet, but a poor run there. He might be in a second. So now I've got to keep it clean through here now, and hopefully get back onto the back of him. And in the last sector, we'll try something. Oh, as I have a huge moment on the outside curb. Got another track limits warning, but that could have been end of race there. Oof. That sat me right out of the seat. I had to completely drop power. As Gabriel Rodrigo goes up the inside of me and he's collided with me. Another rider collided with me. 2. And I've done it again on the curb again. Another terrible exit. And that looks like the race win is gone. Shake of head and the disappointment. I really felt like I could have got Nino. Oh, he's a second and a half up the road. I'm not going to pull that in now without him making a massive mistake. It looks like, yeah, we've about a half a second over Pedro Acosta, so it should be a comfortable P2, but P2, the first of the losers is the way I look at it, especially in today's race, as Acosta isn't out of this yet. He's probably going to give it a go somewhere. Gabby, as I'm wide there, Gabby Rodrigo completely getting it wrong and ending my chance at a victory. Nearly ending my race. Thankfully I stayed on. I've had 3 riders in this race crash into me. And that's what I was fearful of if I went for an overtake on Mino into the last corner on the last lap. As I'm going to go slightly defensive right now just to counteract him, make him go the long way around. And it's worked out of the last corner. P2. Back on the podium. Good result in Jerez. So as you can see, I was the only man down into 48.6, P2, so close. And after all the crashes, McPhee gets back to 5th, so a good haul of points for him. Pedro Acosta comes 3rd. And Darren Binder after his crash coming back in a respectable P8. So a fabulous race. Really enjoyed that. It was great scrapping at the front. Because so far the racing's been great in this career mode, but it's been for P15 and P8 and P11 and P12, and it's a lot more enjoyable when you know that every pass is worth 5 points, or you're getting on the podium and you know you're in there for the championship battle. Speaking of the championship table, now I'm up to 8 in the table, so I've made up 2 points. So I am still 36 points behind John McPhee, so I have a big gap. Even to P4, there's 22 points to Gabby Rodrigo. We're up into P6 in the team championship. Not too concerned with that. Petronas is running away with it. They are a good bit clear. And here are the podium celebrations. So an absolute cracking Moto3 race in Jerez. We finally showcased some of our qualifying pace and have a great race. We could have won it, but that last lap was hectic, having a rider crash into the side of us, almost crashing, running off the track, giving it our all in the last, going have to go defensive in the last corner. Last lap had it all. Now, just before I round out the video, it looks like I have a contract offer. Proposals received. I have an offer from Petronas Honda, basically the Moto3 Honda team Petronas, and I have Team Gresini. So yeah, I think I'm going to sign with